Okay, this is a review, or maybe this will help with your summary. Actually, I don't know where to stand here. Maybe over here is good. So we had the United 1448. Remember, that was in Providence, Rhode Island, and both the controller and the crew were kind of confused. They were both, kind of lost, and the controller, unfortunately, was kind of a little bit upset or frustrated, right? But again, maybe an airport that we don't know, or it's also very foggy. There's a lot of fog there. It's difficult. But the really good guys in this case, they didn't accept the clearance. They didn't take off. They just said, man, we'll wait right here until you get this kind of sorted out or figured out, right? And they said that twice. So we had that case. And at that time, there's no ground radar. Then we watched Jim's kind of summary of that too. We also had the Boston Logan case. That you have intersecting runways. I heard that the controllers want different frequencies, and after that case, the FAA changed the rules. But U.S. Airways, they were kind of the hero there. They're kind of like looking out. They were looking out. They had good situation awareness. They were looking out the windows, and they saw the Aer Lingus Shamrock taking off, and they slowed down. They slowed up. So I think they got a medal or something. I don't know. Then also because we heard Shamrock, No Uichol, he spoke up, and he said, yes. I think he said, I know that case. That rings a bell. I've heard that before. Remember, rings a bell from Pavlov, that story. Because his video in the email was about Aer Lingus and a hydraulic loss. And we also listened to the Irish accent, and we watched a video from Jim about that. But again, that pilot, they gave a lot of details, where they're going, what the problem is, what they need. Many times controllers want to know that. They say, where's this guy going? What's going on? What's happening? Even though we know that the pilots are busy, trying to take care of the problem. All right. We did the JFK tough day JFK, where the ground controller. There's many aircraft. Everybody's trying to kind of get in position, and sometimes the ground controller is saying, "You're where? Short of who? Doing what?" We had a lot of expressions from that we heard, and then we talked about some plain English or normal English phrases that we use, which is the purpose of this discussion. Phrases like, go down to the end of the hallway, turn around, come back. Go down to the end of the hallway, do a 180, come back. Things like this, things that any high school student would know. Right? Also, I told a story to Choi Sung-soo, and we talked about learning languages from non-native speakers, or from like Korean teachers or Chinese teachers. That it's all good. Other Americans, they tell me Korean words, and I learn those words, and that's good. Really though, I think we have to be like Maverick and Top Gun and engage, speak, learn as many words as possible, and that type of thing. Okay. Also, Sang-soo talked about getting pulled over by the police or getting a ticket. Not getting a ticket. He got out of the ticket. I got a ticket once. I told that story today too. Youngjun told a story about maybe the history of weapons and guns, the history of guns, and how many years ago you had to, those, like 400 years ago, you had those rifles. You put a fuse on it and you light it, like the fuse, maybe wait for 10 seconds. And then later, maybe in 1770s or in the 18th century, you had the gun, and you put the gunpowder in, and you had a bullet, and with a ramrod, you ram the bullet down into the gun, then you pick it up, usually put a cap on, and shoot it. In 1 minute, a good soldier could do 3 shots. Then later, maybe in Chushibyan, you had the lever action rifle. But that was the most popular, and you could shoot. And later, for World War I, you had the machine gun. So I tell that story because sometimes the first time people hear this, these cases, or that Boston Logan, you know, non-native speakers going in there, they're gonna hear it sounds like the machine gun. But as time goes by, people get faster. Their understanding gets better if they keep progressing. So, hence the analogy about guns. And then Eugene told a story about make, get, and have. Well, not a story. She kind of talked about the differences between, like, you know, have the passenger sit down. Get the passengers. Come on. Get kind of has that meaning of energy. You're trying to do something. They tell me, hey, get the guys to speak more, man. Get them speaking. And then make is like, do it, right? So that's kind of the summary of what we went through today. And then we had a lot of words. I'll make another video for that. Peace.